Straight ahead on 12 News, Super Bowl weekend with super-sized TVs. We're at the Maple Grove Best Buy for an up-close look. Plus, how to protect a valuable resource in Plymouth.
When that lake level goes down, it smells.
The answer isn't so easy. But first,
a big celebration today for the area's first homeless shelter for teens. What's next for Brooklyn Avenues?
12 News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Alexandra Renslow.
And I'm Mike Johnson. Brooklyn Park is the first Twin Cities suburb to attack the problem of teen homelessness.
The city and community partners work to build a shelter. And as reporter Shannon Slatton shows us, it's now ready to open.
We're now at home, away from home.
A house
Hi there, welcome.
That is about to become a home.
It's going to make a big difference.
It took 18 months for what was a dream for so many.
There's lockers around the corner, Vi, for hanging coats and things.
Hello there, welcome.
Become a reality in Brooklyn Park.
The goal here is that youth who are homeless within the northwestern suburbs can stay close to their communities and not have to head into the city to get support. Let's take a peek.
Executive Director of Avenues for Homeless Youth, Deb Loon, has one word to describe the new space, which will house 12 young adults between the ages of 16 and 20.
In a word, amazing. It is the first of its kind in a suburb. We are really, truly blessed that the community of Brooklyn Park said, we want to make this happen. We want to take care of our kids.
Teens will be staying here in about a week's time. And while it took a tremendous amount of community support to bring this facility here, it will still need community support to keep it running smoothly.
There's a lot of ways people can get involved.
First, the shelter needs volunteers who must be over 21 and go through training.
Volunteers, whether they show up and help clean or use one of their skills and their gifts and their expertise, they're really essential to the work that we do.
This is so important to the communities.
Then the shelter needs donations, both financial and in kind.
We have lots of young people coming through here with lots of really basic needs.
Blankets, pillows, and basic toiletry items have to be restocked regularly because they go with the teen when they leave.
We really want to be able to give young people their own things and not just temporary small hotel things.
With the thought that once basic needs are fulfilled,
I think it's going to be a wonderful thing.
There's no limit on what staff members and teens can accomplish together.
That's going to be rewarding to see them move from not being homeless to actually being secure in their own living situation.
In Brooklyn Park, Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
There are upcoming information sessions and tours for future volunteers. The first ones are in March, and we have a list posted on our website. That's 12.tv.
A New Hope man is now charged in an assault case that resulted in a standoff with police. Irving Marsaw holed himself up at a home in the 5900 block of Boone Avenue Tuesday night. The situation didn't end until early the next morning. The criminal complaint says he had terrified his family by hitting the family dog with a belt. Marsaw is charged with felony domestic assault and terroristic threats. He previously served time for a felony assault conviction.
A Brooklyn Park man pleaded guilty in federal court to trying to overthrow the government of Gambia. 46-year-old Papa Fall admitted participating in the failed attack on Gambia's State House. He pleaded guilty to conspiracy to export firearms and conspiracy to overthrow a country at peace with the United States. Fall bought 8 semi-automatic rifles in Minnesota and shipped them to Gambia. According to court documents, he was concerned that elections were being rigged. He could face a fine and time in prison. It has been 4 days since the shootings at New Hope City Hall, and there is still some work to be done to get things back to normal.
Reporter Sonia Goins was there today and has an update. How are they doing, Sonia?
Now, Mike and Alex, New Hope officials say they're doing their best to get City Hall back up to speed. Today I spoke with City Manager Kirk McDonald. He was in the City Council chamber when shots rang out.
It was over in such a short time, and I really felt pretty secure because we had a large number of police officers in the lobby, and so I was fairly confident that they could take care of the threat before it would come into the council chambers.
Now, authorities say 68-year-old Raymond Commits burst into City Hall shortly after 7 Monday night with what's described as a pistol-grip shotgun. Commits was fatally shot, but not before shooting and injuring 2 police officers. City Hall was also damaged. The chamber doors needs to be replaced, and there are some missing window panes from the front entrance. Officials say support from the public is helping them to get through this ordeal.
We received messages from across the state, really, expressing support and offering assistance you know, anything that they could do to help us deal with the situation.
Now, people have sent cakes and cookies and flowers and cards to the police department and City Hall. Officials hope to have the repairs done by next week. No word yet on how much the damage is going to cost. Mike and Alex?
All right, thank you very much, Sonia. An estimated 184 million people will watch Seattle take on New England this Super Bowl Sunday.
And way before the teams take the field, the big game drives some to make a big purchase. Best Buy reports an uptick in sales of TVs leading up to the Super Bowl. The latest and greatest this year is 4K Ultra HD TVs that offer 4 times the resolution, or 8 million pixels, compared to the standard HD sets. The Ultra Vivid TVs used to sell for $25,000, but now some are available for less than $2,000, and sales have been swift since the holidays.
I would say the entire month of January leading up to the big game is huge. Everybody wants something big that they can show off and watch all the games.
The most expensive 4K in this store is a 79-inch Sony for $7,000.
Plymouth's longest-serving firefighter is hanging up his hat.
This picture is probably 1977. This was a year after I started.
This was a fire class.
Assistant Fire Chief Rick Luth has been an on-call Plymouth firefighter for almost 39 years. He says serving the public is the best part of being a firefighter. Luth also works for the Minnesota Department of Public Safety as the Emergency Response Team's coordinator. He says he's leaving the department so he can focus more on his full-time job.
I am going to miss it. It's made up over 2/3 of my life. So it's going to be a big change. I've carried a pager for over 38 years, and every time I try to fill my side now, it's going to be gone, and it's going to be strange.
Today is Luth's last day on the job. His friends and family are throwing him a party tonight, and the Plymouth City Council will celebrate his career on February 10th. Coming up, protecting a prized resource in Plymouth, what to do about water levels on Medicine Lake.
And then a little bit later in sports, Lake Conference Nordic skiers race for conference titles.
But first, turning colder, Super Sunday will feel super chilly. Medicine Lake is no doubt a popular site for fishing and boating.
But water levels are affecting summer enjoyment on the lake. As Delane Cleveland reports, the city of Plymouth is trying to do something about it.
Medicine Lake is considered by many to be the city of Plymouth's crown jewel. Hardy fishermen try to reel in the big one in the winter, and outdoor recreationists flock to it in the warm weather months. But later in the summer, water levels drop.
So we can get late season evaporation, the precipitation patterns change, it's a drier time of year.
Derek Ashey is the City of Plymouth's water resources manager. He says when water levels drop, it can impact recreation.
In the past, the city has not involved itself in projects where recreation is the specific goal, and we're getting at that.
Next, we'll move on to item 8.02, consider Medicine Lake water level study.
The topic was the subject of a lengthy discussion at Tuesday night's Plymouth City Council meeting.
The concern is really how do we provide for recreation in July, August, and September in a similar manner that we have in May and June, or April, May, and June.
At issue was whether Plymouth should partner with the city of Medicine Lake to authorize $22,000 to fund a Medicine Lake water level study. The council raised a series of questions.
Why are we looking now to get involved in this? And are we going to be doing this for every lake in the community?
If we do the study and we can figure out how to pay for it, what are we working towards?
Meanwhile, Plymouth residents had their own concerns.
I'm close enough to the lake to tell you it's not just a recreational issue. When that lake level goes down, it smells. And our jewel begins to smell.
Bottom line, it's an issue that's very much on the city's radar, but how to proceed from here and who will be involved will take work.
There's a lot of different groups that are really stakeholders in this issue.
In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Those stakeholders include the Army Corps of Engineers, the Department of Natural Resources, the Bassett Creek Watershed Commission, and the Three Rivers Park District. The next step for the council is a study session to determine what the city's role will be and whether to move forward. Coming up, a chance to act on your inner hoity-toity side.
There's an event for charity that involves tea and upper crust British fashion. But first, two of the area's top girls hockey teams play a close game. John Jacobson has the highlights next. The last couple of days of the girls' regular hockey season means playoffs right around the corner now.
Next Saturday for a lot of teams. Yeah, hard to believe. The puck drops for section tournament play next week in girls hockey across the state. Thursday night featured a possible playoff preview between two local contenders in Section 6AA. Hopkins hosting Maple Grove. Second period, no score until Maple Grove's Riley Norman hits Haley Herdine in a long pass. Herdine beats goalie Molly Dion. In 45 seconds of the period, the Crimson go up 1-0. 3.5 minutes later, Hopkins ties it. Kate Glover to Grace Bazal in the slot, and she scores, making it 1-1. Later in the second, Hopkins grabs the lead on a scramble in front of the net. The puck bounces to Stephanie Sween. She stuffs it in, and the Royals are ahead 2-1. But things turn with 15 seconds left in the period. Taylor Wente finds Abby Larson for a shorthanded goal, and we're tied at 2 heading into the third. After dominating the third period, the Crimson cash in. Tippy Hill's wrister is wide, but bounces to Lauren Kaufman, and she puts it away. That turns out to be the game-winning goal as Maple Grove downs Hopkins 3-2. In boys hockey, Wayzata and Hopkins have been struggling of late after pretty decent starts. They matched up in a late conference game on the Trojans' home ice in Plymouth. First period, Max Zimmer with a sweet saucer pass to Luke Patterson. He shoots and scores, 1-0 Trojans lead. Later in the first, Patterson leads a shorthanded rush, passes to Billy Duma and gets it right back for the goal, and it's 2-0 Wayzata. Second period, the Royals get on the board. Austin Fisher's backhand shot deflects in off a Wayzata skate, and it's 2-1. Trojans get it back, though. Duma wins the faceoff to himself, sets up Patterson for his third goal of the game, and it's 3-1 Wayzata. Third period, Zimmer with another nice pass, and it's Patterson again for his fourth goal of the game. Big night for the Wayzata junior. He leads the Trojans to a 5-1 victory. The Armstrong-Cooper boys hockey team is in the first year of a co-op program. The Wings came into Thursday night's game with a .500 record. They hosted Coon Rapids in a Northwest Suburban Conference game. Coon Rapids strikes first. Sam Luminen's slapper from the point gets through for a 1-0 Cardinals lead. The Wings answer. Thomas Barber's pass brings Trey Rooney for a shorthanded breakaway, and he buries it. Later in the first, Rooney with a nice move past the D. He tucks it under goalie Zachary St. John, and it's 2-1. It's a 2-2 game after the period. Second period, Dominic Hafner floats a shot in from near the blue line. That's a goal for Coon Rapids, and they go up 4-2 through 2. Late in the game with their goal, they pulled. Jack McDonough shoots. Barber knocks the rebound in for Armstrong-Cooper, but that's all they get, and Coon Rapids wins it 4-3. Qualifiers for the state ski meet will be determined next week at section meets. This week it's conference championship time. At the late conference meet Thursday, Wayzata's Anders Sonneson with the lead going in the pursuit part of the boys race, and the freshman wins it with a combined 2-race time of 28 minutes, 20.6 seconds. Henry Jarvinov of Edina places second, followed by Sam Paul of Eden Prairie. Fourth place went to Andrew Milan of Wayzata. The Trojans finished second as a team. To the girls' race, where Wayzata's Nicole Schneider starts out first in the pursuit, and she wins it by over a minute. Her total time was 30 minutes, 31.82 seconds. Anna French of Wayzata was in second, and Michaela Keller-Miller third. Christine Keller-Miller was fifth, giving Wayzata 4 of the top 5 spots in the race. Hopkins' top finisher was with Renee Anderson, who came in 7th place. Here are the final team scores. Wayzata races to the girls' title with 570 points. Eden Prairie is second, followed by Hopkins, Edina, and Minnetonka. The Trojans girls are ranked first in the state. Eden Prairie wins the boys' late conference title. Wayzata second, Hopkins is third, Edina fourth, and Minnetonka fifth. And then section competition begins for various teams, depending on their section, as early as Monday up through next Thursday, and then the state meet the following week.
Wow, already that time.
Yes.
Winter sports. Thanks, John. Still ahead, stylish, sophisticated, and a little snooty.
Bringing refined British style to the Northwest Metro for a good cause when we come back. If you enjoy watching Downton Abbey, there's an event coming up to pique your interest.
It is an interesting spin on the popular PBS series, and it benefits interfaith outreach and community partners. Neil Persley has more in today's Weekend Showcase.
Don't worry. There are plenty of hours in the day. And of course I'll have the weekend.
What is a weekend?
A weekend is the perfect time to enjoy a cup of tea, complete with all the high society accoutrements of British upper class to benefit the interfaith outreach and community partners in Plymouth.
It is going to be a lovely event with a 3-course formal tea that is served to the guests. We will have butlers and valets and maids serving the meals.
Well, of course, these days servants are very hard to find.
Nancy Holden attended the event last year and wouldn't miss it.
Well, it's just such a unique gathering. Everyone's dressed up in a variety of ways, and it was just fun to be served by the butlers.
This is the second year for the Downton Tea benefit. The idea was the brainchild of Peg Rasmussen of Peg's Countryside Catering, who wanted to do something to help IOCP.
How about some house parties?
The story goes that she had this lovely collection of cups and teapots, and she wanted to have a tea party, and Peg went all out for it and decided to host a tea party for interfaith outreach.
You've done something fine, generous and fine.
Dressing in period clothing is encouraged, but certainly not required. This is an important fundraising event for interfaith outreach.
Oh, good. Let's talk about money.
This year we are hoping to raise $10,000 and have 100 participants at the tea, 100 guests.
And there's plenty of money.
Really?
You can come out and discuss all your favorite Downton Abbey moments, enjoy a fabulous tea, and be home in time to catch that night's episode.
So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
For Weekend Showcase, I'm Neil Persley.
Oh, if you want to dress for the tea, you've got a week to get your ensemble together. The event goes from 3 to 5 on Sunday, February 8th at the Ballroom at the Four Seasons at Rush Creek. And for more information, you can visit iocp.org. That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Stay with us. Community Corner is coming up next. Have a great weekend, everyone.